We'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of the Gangster Chronicles podcast, and I am Norm Steele.
Jill.
You know, we had a pretty good weekend this weekend, man. We celebrated the 30th anniversary of Menace to Society, man. Had Tyron, the homeboy, the homie showed up, man. What's happening, partner Samuel Monroe? And it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Little hangout, nothing big, nothing major. Just, really just a gang of homies just kicking it.
Gang of homies, homegirls. It was cool, man. You know what though, bro? That's the second time we don't put something together in a few days, man, and we get a decent little turnout, man. I'm thinking, man, I was talking to homie, man, from 85 South, man. He was telling me he think we need to go on the road, man.
Man,
real stuff.
We'll see how it works. You know what I'm saying? If we get support, you know what I'm saying? That's all. Can't do it on your own, man.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. You know, it's been the thing everybody been talking about on the internet, man, is the woman in Chicago, man, who who was assaulted in that restaurant, but a dude punched on her.
Mm-hmm.
Carlisha Hood, her and her son, they got off, man.
I've been following the story a little bit. I saw the little video, whatever. Do anybody, what was they even arguing about?
I don't know, man. I know he was punching on her like she was a punching bag, man.
Well, I saw the video. They was arguing about something, and he was like, man, just get your food and go. Just get your food and go, lady. Just get your food and go. So is that like I don't know what that was, because, you got to be able to, let me tell you something. I say this shit all the time. And this is for us Nias, you feel me?
Mm.
You can't hang with no female when it comes to that mouth, man. A female gonna lay them bombs, drop you down, kick you under the table, roll you in some flour, nigga, and put you in the hot grease. You feel me? You cannot hang with if you ain't got no control, you gonna get pissed the hell off, because a woman can dig deep when it comes to talking shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. Nigga, you be the best shit talker in the world, nigga, and I get paid to talk shit. You feel me? But when it comes to arguing with a female, you cannot motherfucking go toe to toe. So that being said, you got to have a high level of tolerance and control, man, because you already know what it is when you touch on a woman. You get me? You going down. You just can't do it. So what I'm saying is I don't know, he being provoked. I don't know, he yelling and screaming, get your food, lady, and get out of here. I'm telling you, you better get your food. And you say one, and he was like, if you say one more thing, I'm finna take off. But why? You know what I'm saying? Because let's face it, even if the situation, let's say the situation didn't result in him getting popped, right?
Mm-hmm.
You beating on a woman on camera, right?
Yeah.
You're not finna get away with that situation. You get me? And then when you get arrested and you get thrown in jail, motherfuckers in jail probably like, oh damn, you beat on a nigga's mama?
Cause they asking for paperwork.
Oh, we finna get you know what I'm saying? So I wonder what like you said, still, I don't know, maybe it's another story to it, because why did they just start? What are they just? Our motherfuckers get into it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You customers in line, you see it all the time.
See it all the time.
Man, they got a motherfucking little show right now where you see motherfuckers in Walmarts and stores and restaurants, gas stations, and they customers and they getting into it with each other.
Well, what they said, they got surveillance video of this, man, and they said the surveillance video outside the restaurant shows the teen enter the restaurant. I guess she had been texting her son while they were in there arguing. And cell phone video from inside shows Brown punching Hood at least 3 times in the head and face. Prosecutors said that when the teen pulled out a gun from his hoodie and shot Brown in the back, Brown fled the restaurant, but the teen followed him outside. He fired more shots after Hood told him to shoot and kill him. He was shot twice in the back and later died from his injuries. See, that's where it get kind of a slippery slope. That's where it's kind of a slippery slope because the threat is at that time no more threat. This dude done ran out the restaurant.
But shit, that's the same situation like my nigga who the female sent the niggas over to his crib. And after he ran in the house, they ran away, right? They ran away, jumped in their car. He came out dumping. So, like I said, at what level do you consider like, okay, them dudes is gone, so fuck it, I'ma let off. In the heat of the motherfucking moment, and that's your mama, I'm about to chase this motherfucker from here to the fucking next corner.
Yeah, that's what
dumping. You get me? Especially if the nigga socking on my mama like a dude,
oh, for
man.
sure, man. 100%.
I'm about to chase this nigga down, man.
When you see that, all rationale goes out the door.
Yeah, it goes out. And okay, she texting him like, get the gun or something. Yeah, because a nigga in here hollering and fucking screaming at me, telling me,
Yeah.
you say one more motherfucking thing, I'ma sock the shit out of you. Oh, okay, let me just text a motherfucker right quick. Hey, get the pistol out the glove compartment and come on in here.
This nigga hit me.
And then I walk through the door and I see my mama on the ground and the nigga standing over. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, I'm letting all, they all going.
Yeah, real talk.
They all going.
And it's so, the thing is, man, it's very dangerous, man. That's why I tell people, man, it's best to play the high power coward, man. I don't do no kind of extra talking, man, when I'm in places where I don't know people, man, because it can go down that quick. You could lose your life or wind up taking somebody's life that quick.
You don't know who carry pistols. That's the whole thing.
That's the
shit.
thing, man. You don't
Females carry pistols too. So,
Especially in Chicago.
and like I said, you don't know what the story is, but if it's just some random ass motherfuckers is in the little shit, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, a wrong look or whatever. I mean, what caused them to get into it? You know what I'm saying? Especially you look at it as a female and a dude. It wasn't like it was two dudes in there arguing or two females. So is there another story behind, him being that motherfucking furious to where he ready to take off on her because of words she talking? And she didn't seem like, she didn't seem sister irate. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't doing.
She had her license for it.
She wasn't doing the neck, and the pointing and like, nigga, you this. I don't know. It seemed pretty calm. He was pretty motherfucking adamant.
Well, from what I understand, the brother got mad. He was telling her to hurry up and get her food.
Right.
He wanted to order, and she just basically told him like, dude, I'm not finishing ordering. Hold on. You know what I mean? So he got pissed off and got to talking shit to her.
That do piss you off sometimes, though, when you hungry, man. And there's somebody, because I'm going to tell you, women got that good. I'm going to tell you this, bro. My girl done been to Wendy's 1,000,000 times or McDonald's, but she get up there in front of that thing and will do this. Well, look like, man, you don't know if you want a fucking hamburger or french fries.
Maria go slap the back of your neck when you walk in the door tonight. Talking about, what you talking about me for?
Yeah,
talking about my Wendy's trips.
And then what they do, they say they don't want nothing, but then be over there reaching for your french fries and all that shit.
My nigga said Maria go in there and she'll be like,
just looking at you, man, you don't know what the hell you want.
Hey,
this nigga crazy.
We got to introduce our guests today, man. We got to introduce our guests because a lot of this stems back to mental health, man. To mental health. And I think in the black community, man, we definitely, if you look at the stuff that's just online, man, in the comment section, you will see a lot of people down there need help, man.
And first of all, my name is the Ballgame Thinker. I'm from San Diego, California. I really appreciate Eiht.
For sure.
Bigg Steele for having me on the show, man. It's a blessing to be here. You know what I'm saying? And to all the Gangster Chronicle goons out there, much respect to you guys as well. Mental health, let me just give you guys a little background about my
Talking to the thing, brother, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Pull it towards you.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Can you hear me, Brian? So, I do kind of talk a little soft.
Turn him up, Brian. Turn my man up, because we definitely want to hear what he got to say.
My professional background, I went to school, went to Ohio State for a little bit, got out of Ohio State. I ended up going to Liberty University in Virginia. I got my degree. Then I ended up getting my master's degree from Liberty University as well in communication and human services. And currently, right now, I'm a licensed clinical social worker and mental health. Mental health has always been at the forefront of the black communities. The problem with the black community is that we don't think that we crazy. They don't think that they need help. You know, you and I was talking earlier today about, you know, especially black men. You know what I'm saying? If you tell a brother, hey man, why don't you go talk to somebody? Why don't you go seek some therapy? You know what I'm saying? Get some cognitive behavioral therapy or something. Go to some group sessions. You know, first thing a brother, you know, and I've had some of the homies tell me, you know, ball, fuck that. You know, I ain't crazy. You know what I mean? I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? But they're not realizing that they're dealing with all sorts of traumas. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of black men, they deal with trauma in their lives just from being a black man, you know, in society. You know, we don't realize that, you know, shit, when the police, do you guys get a little anxiety when the police get behind y'all?
I would say, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say, you know, in my early days of stomping a neighborhood, you know, typically, hell yeah, it would be, you get them butterflies and that nervousness when you see them boys get behind you, and especially when they ain't even ran the lights yet, they just following you for a minute. You start anticipating the pullover. You feel me?
But see, that's trauma right there. You dig what I'm saying? We go outside the pad. You know, one of the things that I tell my son all the time is that, you know, make sure you keep your head on the swivel. And I teach him how to deal with the police if they do fuck with him. You know, he's a productive young brother. He ain't never been in no trouble or nothing. You know, me, myself, and all his uncles, you know what I'm saying? We was gang bangers, not gang members, gang bangers. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the Zipper Club, you know what I mean? And kind of, you know, dish it out myself. A lot of people don't realize that all that shit that we used to do back in the days is affecting us mentally today. You know what I'm saying? And we refuse to seek help for our traumas that we've been dealing with. Deaths, fucked up relationships. I can go on, you know, racism, systemic racism. You understand what I'm saying? These are traumas that black men and women deal with. Black women are dealing with trauma right now, and they don't even realize it. You know, they talking this shit right now. That's why I used to love the brother Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. You know that, you know, a lot of these independent black women right now, well, let me say this, black women, demographically, you know, these sisters is out here doing their thing. So we got to tip our hats off to them. They out here getting educated, getting their master's degrees. They out here getting this money. They doing what they do. You understand what I'm saying? They talk that shit. They don't need a man. But what happens is they not realizing that they're dealing with the traumas of fucked up relationships with us.
And oftentimes, you know, I notice in the black community, black women is taught by their mothers, oh, you don't need a man. I know, you know, me and our producer, we was talking earlier, we both from Cleveland, and I would have it was generations of people, man. I would see generations of people, man, where the grandma stayed in the house, didn't have no man. Then she have a daughter. The daughter grew up, have kids. They don't have no man there. They all living together, but they all got a whole church full of kids, right? It's a bunch of kids in there, man, and they all kind of talk that they don't need a man in their life.
Well, I think this is the thing still. It's, you know, the thing is you do have those particular situations where some sisters grew up in households where, like as you're saying, that they seen that their grandmother didn't have a man, probably died alone. But you still have a bunch of brothers and sisters who actually grew up in two-parent household, two grandmother and grandfather households like I did. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand what a traditional healthy relationship looks like.
I grew up in a single family house. I mean, my parents were together for a time before they got divorced, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how it was for you growing up, you know what I'm saying, what you saw in the household.
Well, I grew up in a two-parent household.
And how was it for you?
I had a stepfather. See, my stepdad, I got my stepdad's last name.
Okay.
Because I went to school one day and I kept wondering while my last name was one thing, and my brothers, and I asked my mama one day, I said, hey, how come their last name is this? How come we don't all have the same last name?
How old were you when you asked her that?
Man, I was about 8 years old, and then what my stepdaddy did, he heard that, and my mama just told me this, man, that my stepdad, he went in the newspaper and went in his little cigar box where he kept his money at, and went and got an attorney, went and ran the ad in Ohio where my real dad was at. He went to Akron and ran the ad in Summit County so he could see and contest it if he wanted to, that nobody ever contested. So he took me to the place, and all I remember is putting my hands up, making this oath. My last name has been Steele from then on. But
so was that because moms and original pops was never, and it was just what it, or was it abuse? Was it moms was like, I got to get the hell away from this dude?
I'm gonna tell you, it was, and just for the record, me and my biological father have a great relationship now. He a whole different man. He was a young dude when all this was happening, so we been forgave him for all that, right? But at the time, it was some abuse.
Okay.
My pops like to put this, what I'm saying, that's what they did.
But a lot of us, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of us that came from that. Mm-hmm. You get me?
Yeah. Those abusive relationships.
My father was, went to the military, was in the Navy, you know what I'm saying? Worked at General Motors and all of that, but sometimes, it'd be situations to where, it just don't work. So moms left, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it might have been physical and abusive, and even though moms left and it was me and my sister and my brother, and you never saw any significant, like, I didn't get no stepdaddy. You get me? It was, I was on the block, man. So I don't know if I saw, or took what I saw as a kid in the household with my parents, and that reflected on me, because I didn't take that route. Some dudes took when it came to females. And my household, it was my mama, my sister was older. The attitude wasn't fuck a nigga in the household, because we came from a different generation of parents.
She didn't want to convey that message.
Moms, my moms came from Mississippi. So you got to understand, growing up in that time, in the 40s and 50s and shit,
it was definitely
different. It wasn't like, the dude left the household or whatever, and it became this, I don't need a motherfucking nigga or fuck a nigga, whoop-de-whoop. It didn't have that attitude. So I didn't see that, growing up, cool. Where even though it didn't work out, it was like, oh no, or my sister was taught, fuck a nigga out there. You don't need no nigga.
It wasn't like that in my house either, man.
My sister, she's been married to her husband for decades. Get me?
But see, some of these relationships teaches us, you understand what I'm saying, how to actually go into a relationship and learn how to deal with not only the good, but the adversities of the relationships. A lot of people are staying together longer. I'm glad that Eiht said that, because I grew up in a household like you still, where my younger brother's dad was a stepdad, but I was never really receptive to this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Because I had two older brothers who I looked up to as a dad, because our father wasn't worth a fuck. You dig what I'm saying? So my dad taught me what not to be.
And that's the same thing, too, even though my dad is probably the greatest grandfather in the world now.
Right.
And he wound up being a
But why do we have that, though? Why do you think that generation and era of men and fathers were, like you said, it wasn't fucking shit? Like,
I'm going to tell you what I learned, what I got from it, and this is how I got
to the mental health.
Right.
Yeah, and this is how I got to get to being cool with my dad, right? When I found out that my dad, you got to understand, my grandmother, my grandfather came from Memphis, Tennessee, he had a whole nother family down there. And he came up north, met my grandmother, and I think had 14 kids. They 14 kids between my dad and them. So it was a time to where grandpa would just disappear sometimes. I'm talking about 6 months a year. So my grandmother
Go to that
trying
other
to take
family,
care of
huh?
18 kids, right? And they all like a year apart. And in some cases, 9, 10 months. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? So what I found out about my dad is that they spent a lot of time, and you know, they would go to the boys' homes, the foster system. And what I found out is that my dad's one of the older brothers, my Uncle Bookie, had went and got all of them because they was all separated. So he broke out of his spot, the foster home he was in. He left and went and got all his brothers and sisters and took them out to Akron. Because, you know, he had started running the streets. My uncles was hardcore pimps, you know, during that time. I had uncles, I ain't gonna name all their names, but, you know, they was pimping.
Right.
So once they started getting their money up, they went and got all their brothers and sisters and went back. So I would have to say that my father was only doing, he was better than his father now, but they didn't know no better because what example did they draw from?
Well, your uncle, man, he had to know something, man, because you don't get too many people that go back and get all their siblings to keep everybody together.
And that's what it is. And to this day, they all like, sorry, you better not say nothing about his brothers or sisters. They would get into a fight with you. And the thing I learned is, I knew what I didn't want as far as me being a man. I always said, I tried my best not to have no just bunch of kids running around, right? And I knew that when I did have kids, I was going to be in their lives.
Right.
And I knew that once I had my woman, we was going to stay together through thick and thin no matter what happened.
But like I said, and I'm gonna interject back off what Eiht was saying, is that you saw some things and you seen some things and subconsciously you said, you know what, that's what I'm not going to be. Because one thing that my father did teach me, he taught me, my biological dad actually made me into the man that I am today. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I didn't want to be like this motherfucker.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? He wasn't shit. You know what I mean? And I told myself that I wasn't going to be like him. And I'm kind of like you. You know what I'm saying? All 3 of my kids is by the same chick. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just out there slinging weenie and you know, having these kids by all these different personalities. You did what I'm saying? I was responsible. You know, did my thing, you know, jumping through windows and sliding up in some bras and all that. But I always was responsible. My older brother would always tell me, Mike, keep a raincoat on your shit. You dig what I'm saying? And all those types of things. You know what I'm saying? So my older brother Anthony, rest in peace, man. I miss you, my brother. You know, that brother taught me a whole lot. My older brother Anthony was my dad, man, and my older brother Levan followed suit once my brother passed away from cancer. My older brother Levan, he followed suit, and I have 5 brothers. There's 6 of us, and you know, and we kept a tight knit, such as your uncles and his siblings as well. You dig what I'm saying? And my family was a bunch of females, but all my aunts were married. And all my uncles, they were married, and some of them, the ones that are living, you know what I'm saying, they're still with their husbands today. So I know what it's like to be in a healthy and long-lasting relationship. You know what I mean? My only problem is that, you know, before I got into a relationship with my kid's mother, you know what I'm saying? Me being a Sagittarius, man, I just like women, man. You dig what I'm saying? If I could, I've had 3 or 4 wives in the house. Shit.
You know what though, man? The thing is, I had a very strong female presence in my life too. Like my grandmama handled pistols. So when my dad did come over there, because he would be on some stuff to where I'm coming to get my son, and my grandmother was like, the pistol, like, no, nigga, you ain't coming up here with that, you know, popping them in there, because my dad let me know they wasn't all innocent. They shot at me. My grandmother, because at the time, I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, I'm from the Midwest. They used to have what you call outhouses.
Yeah.
You know, the bathrooms.
Mississippi too.
You know.
Yeah.
My grandmother threw the piss pot on my dad before. He came up there talking, and they timed it. As soon as he get to the door, they just opened up the door and they threw.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, so they did some crazy stuff to my pop.
That can cause hepatitis, man.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. They was like, get your ass up out of here.
You know, and
Coming
so
around
cold.
here with that shit.
With so low, Aunt Jeannie popping at him out there.
Niggas in- why he running off with piss on him. He running off with piss and getting popped. That's fucked up with the. Yeah, the women wasn't playing with him.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that'll cause a brother some mental health issues.
So I just think about all this trauma. But I'm gonna tell you this: my mama will tell me to this day. She said your dad was just young. He loved you. He just didn't know. He trying to process a situation that he don't know nothing about, right?
But that's good that mom's told you that.
My mom's never told me. Like, my mom, she wanted me to have a relationship with my dad.
Right.
And I respect her for that because she could have easily been like, no, you ain't going to go see him. She always wanted us to have a relationship.
Well, you know what? My mother never said nothing bad about my dad either. And at one point in time, my mother had told me one day, and I think I was about 12 or 13 years old, I had just started stealing cars for the homies. And she was like, my dad had came through and I was really eager and happy to see him at that particular time because I hadn't seen him in a while. And my mother said, you really love your dad, don't you? Yeah, it's my dad, And she said, but you're going to find out one of these days. That's the only time that I remember my mother kind of putting a hypothetical in my head about this motherfucker, you know what I mean? But she never said nothing bad about him. Never said nothing bad about him. It wasn't until I started getting older and I started seeing when I had my daughters and I had my sons, hey, man, come on down. My daughter's about to graduate from 6th grade. Okay, son, I'll be there. This motherfucker don't show up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dad, come on down. Mikey, my only boy, he's having a birthday party, having his 3rd, 4th birthday party. Come on down, Dad. We'd like to see you. Okay, son, I'm going to show up. He never show, motherfucker never show up. You know what I'm saying? Back to the mental health part of it. You know what I'm saying? That shit can cause a motherfucker some mental health issues right there. You dig what I'm saying? And when, and then when he did want to come around, come to find out this motherfucker putting this shit up his nose, he broke. And then when he called and he asked for something, nigga, I ain't seen you in 10 years. What the fuck? Why you calling me asking me? You know what I mean? And then I started realizing, I'm like, Mike, you know what? Don't let this motherfucker take you out of character. I always like to think about my actions before I do shit. So I just started fucking with my dad altogether. My brothers and all. I have a brother named Melly as well. He live in Atlanta, Georgia. My brother Melly would always say, man, I'd ask him, man, how you continue to fuck with this nigga? And my brother said, man, because I don't give a fuck about him. He don't faze me. But his actions fucked with me.
I think, still, I think I came, a little bit similar to your situation where, you ended up having a cool relationship with your pops after the fact. I mean, same situation with me. I mean, I guess anybody, though, the presence of your dad is supposed to be like just, oh, man, my dad, you know what I'm saying? So, but it get to a point to where I was like you, like, I don't fuck with dude. I don't. So from the transition of me starting to gang bang and all of that, I didn't fuck with my pops at all.
See?
My sister, she was one of them, talk to him every day. But I don't know, I guess because of what I witnessed as a kid, and the stuff that happened with moms and, that it like you said, it'd be like some motherfucking PTSD shit. You know what I'm saying? To where you be like, oh, I don't even want to go around, you know what I'm saying? Because, they do their thing, you feel me?
Yeah.
They might have them a little drink, a little smoke, or whatever was their vices and shit. And as a youngster, you don't really know how to cope with that shit. You get me? To see, the trauma in the household. So it really it can take you in whatever direction. Some people can overcome from it, and then some niggas it makes that generational transition to where now you getting on your broads and you getting into it with your baby moms or your woman or whatever. So I took. Because I was a, lover of my mom. So my sister was more like, when she got a little older, she was able to be neutral with it. But me, I didn't want to fuck with. I didn't want to fuck with him at all. Yeah. And so the whole time I was you know, from the time of like the 12s and 13 and 14 and 15 and I'm gang banging and all that. I didn't talk to my pops at all. My sister would, I talked to dad today and blah, 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 but me. And then once I started rapping, and I think I got to about maybe my 4th album, I started communicating. Because, you know, I was going places and sometimes I would be in the same town where, you know, because he was living in Oklahoma and then he moved to Louisiana and all. So, you know.
Was he familiar with your rap career?
Yeah. When I finally went to see him, he had newspaper clippings and ads and all kind of shit. You know, Jet magazine shit I had been in, and you know when I did Menace and the awards and all that, he had paper clippings of all that shit. So
he was
definitely watching.
He was watching, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? I had no regrets though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. You know, I held. You know, you hold grudges because, like I say again, that's moms. You get me? And mom, you know, your moms do so much for you.
Goddamn
as a kid, they kind of take the the punches on the chin and fuck it, nigga, knock me down. I'm gonna get up, but I still gotta go do the shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Whether or not you gonna help or do something or not, you know, they kind of take it on the chin. So when you a kid, that's like motherfucking, that's all for you. Like, that's why I was saying the situation, like we was talking before, like, you can't overstep that boundary when it come to your moms. Like, niggas will go through whatever, you'll go through whatever level it is, you know, when you see somebody offending, even just offending your mom.
That's the reason why the young brother popped this motherfucker that was stealing on his
you be ready to take a nigga's head off. Like, if you had that relationship with your mom, you know, and a person like me, like I said, once moms and pops split, it was just me and moms and sister.
Right.
And so whether we had to go through the struggle, the grind of, you know, trying to figure out where the bread was coming from or eating and all that shit. And, you know, even the trials a nigga had to go through with turning a young man, and there is no father around. You get me? So now you have to try to learn a little bit on your own and watch niggas in the streets, and then there's moms, and you know she's always with the positive eye, but you know, as a slick little nigga, you think you gonna get away with some shit. So you test and test, but mom is still there. Every time I went to fucking jail, she came to bail me out. Every time I stole a motherfucking car and it went to the impound, she got that motherfucker out. You know, so you don't, you know, the situation of that is just like, you know, what the fuck you want me to do? Yeah. This nigga socking my mom. Exactly. Of course he was finna die.
Sure,
of course. And not to disrespect, you know, the dead and his family, because I'm knowing they feeling something right now. Yeah. But that comes to the level of how far can you let a motherfucker push you? You get me? Like, you got to be in some kind of control of your actions, man, sometimes. You get me? And I come from that, too. I come from that, fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
We come from that.
You get me? But still, you know, you have to come to a level of control, because, you know, like, you don't know what a motherfucker gonna do. Like you said, you gotta have your head on the swivel.
At all times.
His head ain't on the swivel. Because you in there, first of all, because he in there having confrontations with a female. So his head ain't on the swivel.
Not knowing who she with.
Exactly. And then, like you said, it ain't like she looking like the homegirl from the hood where, you know, it might be niggas in the car. She looking like somebody mama.
Exactly.
So it's gonna escalate. If you that type of nigga and got that attitude.
Well, you know what? Real quick, they saying that the woman told her son to hit the witness. I guess it was a witness in their hood, then diverged her intention to the witness.
Well, was somebody in there filming?
Yeah, where she instructed her son to shoot them. Wow.
The dude with the camera, because
Yeah, court documents.
instead of
they
him
attempted
helping
to take the gun from the boy, but he pushed her off. The pair then entered the vehicle. Sound like the son had more sense than the mama was like, "Let's go. You ain't got to shoot this man."
Right.
You know, going back to your pops Eiht, the biggest memory I got, man, and I think, and for a long time, I had a lot of hatred in my heart toward my pops. Is I remember when I was real little, and I remember this vividly. I probably had to be about 8, 9, something like that. It's me waiting at the house for him to come, right? I remember I would have my little bag of clothes ready, man, and I would just have my coat on already. This nigga's supposed to come at 6 o'clock. I'm 3 o'clock. I'm all come home from school. I got my coat on. I'm ready to bail, right? And he would never come. I would go on the couch. I would go to sleep on the couch. Wouldn't want to go to bed because my mom, no, he might come. I'm going to miss him.
That's trauma right there.
And he just never show up, dog.
That's trauma right there. That's trauma right there.
It's never come. I would wait by the window because we stayed, you know, me being in the Midwest, they got apartments, some of them in the basement, right? So you stand, I remember I would stand up on the back of the couch and be by the window, and I would just wait to see that van coming, bro.
Man, my pops would come get me and my sister, you know, when he moved and, got, was dealing with another lady, and, he used to come get us, and we used to spend the weekends and go to church with him and all of that. I mean, for the record, my pops tried to be, I guess the best he could. I mean, his faults from, the abusive shit, and who knows what, I don't know what my pops was going through in his head. He had a job at General Motors, so he wasn't like just a deadbeat motherfucker. But you never know. He was in the military, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was a productive dude.
He probably got, he probably got on that shit, who knows when. You know what I'm saying? He was an educated motherfucker, smart, had a great job. He had a job at General Motors for probably over 30 years. You know what I'm saying? But who knows what the trauma of that shit is. A lot of motherfuckers went through, the physical fighting and abusive shit in the household around them 70s. You get me? For us who are 70s or 60s kids, a lot of that shit went down and it was overlooked. You get me? But, for the most part, my pops tried to, it was just the incidents. You get me? As a kid, you really can't function with that shit. And even when I would go over
to outweighs the good.
Even when I would, sometimes go over there, it was still the shit cracking. You get me? To where, nigga, I'm in the motherfucking room listening to yelling and shit going down. Like, I don't want to come over to this motherfucker no more, man. Yeah. And so you start distancing yourself, because not that you trying to like, man, I don't, pops, like I said, every kid growing up had that sense of, I want to, my father is supposed to be everything. You get me? When you look at the motherfucking shit that they portray on the TVs and you read in the books, the father's supposed to be everything. He's the supporter. He's the motherfucking provider. He's a motherfucker that's going to come whoop a nigga's ass when they come fuck with you. And so I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? That's why gangbanging started. You know what I'm saying? I had the homies and shit like that. But then you start growing immune to it, to where it got to the point to where I was like, nah, I don't do no summer vacations out there no more. Nah, I don't want to pick up the phone and call. I'm cool. Nah, I'm good. Cause now shit, nigga, I'm from the hood. I don't need shit else, nigga. I got the homies from the hood. I got me a strap and a sack, and a father can't tell me shit right now.
Real talk.
On your way. Hey, Mike, I wanted to ask you this. With the way the internet is right now, like, I see a lot of people, man, like a lot of adult men and women that look like they caught up in the lies of all these different online personalities, and this. Even the people that watch our show sometimes, right? It's like almost you got people that's invested in this, like this is their reality. Where would that stem from?
You got to think about it, man. Social media is real powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? Just the influences. You got a lot of people that watch these shows, watch y'all, watch a lot of the platforms. Shout out to my homeboy Melly Mel out of Santana Block. The hood postman and his situation. You got a lot of people that listen to what we say. They depend on these shows. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is, it's not that people are living their lives through the shows, you know what I'm saying? But they want answers to questions that they just can't, that they can't answer. And sometimes these shows, they provide that. You understand what I'm saying? For me, I like, there's a podcast, Tim Wise, the white boy? You ever heard of him?
I haven't. I'm not familiar with
You got to look him up, man. What he does is he talks about how white people. What he does is he just roasts his own people. You know what I'm saying? And he talks about how white people has done the indigenous peoples over the years and how they've benefited off our labor and all these types of things. I like to listen to those types of things, those types of podcasts and so forth. I listen to the minister, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, all the time, and some of these podcasts they not only do they give vindication to the mind of the people that watches them. You understand what I'm saying? It also gives validation. That's why these kids are so fucked up right now, because they watch these podcasts that deliver all these fucked up messages. You understand what I'm saying? And then these kids they're not getting groomed at home. Why? Because there is no father in the home. The mother's at work working all damn day. When the mother come home, she don't feel like dealing with the kid or talking to the kid. Don't even ask the kid how his or her day was doing. So the kid, you know what I'm saying? They get a lot of their lessons from these podcasts, man. And unfortunately, that's fucked up.
Because I see people, man, in the comment section. I had a guy one day, man, tell me, he said, Steele, SMD. Now, this is a man, I go back to his page, man, this dude is probably about like 21, 22 years old.
SMD.
Suck my, invite me to his
I said SMD, what the hell is that, man?
You know what I'm saying?
Brian, they all.
But you know what, though, dog? The thing is.
Still, hold up before you. I'm gonna let you speak on that, but why they always fucking with you, Still?
Man, and the cold thing about it is, man, again, that has to be a mental problem. That has to be a mental problem.
That just say the nigga mad at you talking about something like that.
Yeah, he didn't like what
he just don't like. Yeah, he didn't like. That nigga ain't mental. He just don't like your ass.
I ain't never seen that one. SMD.
That's another supporter from the other side. That's why he said.
Rainbow Coalition, man.
Even if that is, hold on, let me get this off. Because even if he is a supporter from the other side, right, you inserting yourself into something that you don't know nothing about. You don't know nothing about. You don't know what's going on. You just taking sides on some stuff that you don't know nothing about, right? And then I even saw this, right? I've seen people come in under different things, right? Under different names, right? It'd be the same person, but they got different names. They make up all these different profiles, dog, and they send messages to themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like this crazy. They'd come and comment on their own thing, right?
Yeah.
On their own posts, and it'd be like, man, these people got to be crazy, man.
Well, no, that's the internet game.
That's the internet game.
People know that, the more support that they get for bullshit, it's going to make it relevant. So if I send you a text and I say SMD, I'm gonna go make 20 profiles, fake profiles to come in to comment on that SMD shit. And all of the comments gonna be like, yeah, that's right, so-and-so. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What is Steele done? He ain't this or that. Yeah, man, he can SMD from me too. You get me? That makes the motherfucking quote relevant.
And then he come back and say this. Give homeboy his money.
Brian, this is still killing me. Look, this is what I say about people. Them people ain't motherfucking mental. They just haters. And the thing is what I say about shit like that, we got this thing where it's supposed to be freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And this is it. This is what I used to go through that shit and still do. You put up a quote, a nigga gonna come in and he gonna say something slick or something, whatever. It could be from an anonymous page, whatever, which means that's somebody who really know you. They just don't want to expose themselves for saying what they really want to say, but they not. They cowards or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or they want to still be able to smile in your face and laugh behind your back. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's nothing you can do about it. I used to get pissed off and want to go back word for word with a nigga, and motherfucker like, for what? Why? You want to say that? All you can do from there is block a motherfucker or leave it up. Because like I said, that's your opinion. That's what you feel about it, but you're still here and you're making comments. That's the world of the internet today, man, and people with, you know what I'm saying, with just a nigga don't like you, and you got that right. Whatever you get me.
And you got some people that'll sit up here and fuck with you all day if you allow them to.
Man, a nigga will go. It to me. This is what a person told me. You ain't doing nothing but giving them what they want.
If you respond,
because you know what they gonna do? Yeah. They gonna take all your responses and go post that shit and go, look. I'm into it with Steele. Look, he's responding to me. Oh, I got him so mad. And in the back of the nigga mind, he really don't got no beef with you. It's just making him look good because half the niggas that start talking shit, the minute I come on and go, fuck you, it ain't really like, oh man, I'm a true fan, really. I'm a fan. They do that because they really don't think they gonna get a response out of you. Yeah. That's why. They just want to be the negative motherfucker out of all them people who going, yeah, still keep it cracking and keep won't. I'm gonna come in and go, nigga, SMD and pay a nigga his money. And then in real, you'll never see the nigga, or the nigga could be a motherfucker that you see every day and you'll never know it. That's just the world that we live in, especially with the internet.
Especially the motherfuckers that ain't got no profile pics.
Yeah, and I ain't got nothing to do but fuck with this nigga all day. Yeah. I ain't got nothing to do but fuck with him all day. And then what's so bad about it,
you bite.
Half of the time, you're gonna bite on it because it's just, because first of all, you don't like the shit on your page. So you're going to look at it and be like, who is this motherfucker? And the minute you go, oh, man, shut the fuck up or mind your business, he go, I got him. Now I'm finna go back and forth with him all day and bait him in.
That for me because all I'm doing is blocking and deleting.
And I don't think.
Go right to the block page.
And you
right to the block.
You can say niggas is mental, but that ain't really no mentally ill. We got people out here with real mental issues.
You know what, dog? Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you, Mike. A lot of these characters that pop up online, and they usually wind up on the white boys' platforms, right?
Right.
Do you think some of these brothers got, I'm not to put no names out there, nobody in particular, but do you think some of these dudes got mental problems, though?
Well, you know, they you know, I mean, first of all, I would have to make an assessment, but any motherfucker that had to sit on the internet all damn day and go back and forth with somebody, there's some type of mental issue.
I'm going to name some names, man.
Name somebody.
You think Crip Mac got something wrong with him?
Come on, man. I mean, bless the brother's heart. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, it's only obvious that brother got some type of cognitive issues going on.
Now we talk about cognitive issues because I see now you got a dude that's his father to look just like him, but he a blood.
Right. Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Is that his daddy?
No, he's a vice lord. Huh? Oh, he a vice lord?
Well, he posed as a blood at one time. And then he did say something about the vice lord. Brian's right. I saw that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that dude is his daddy or not, but that dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he's not his biological father. If he's getting on there just for attention, you gotta take into consideration this motherfucker might be mental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he just making up shit. I'm his daddy, but Eiht told me a story about a cat he knew that thought he was easy. They really thought he was easy.
Well, that's them drugs, though.
That's that dope, man.
That ain't just a motherfucker who, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the homies who you know, continuously was doing them drugs. And like I try to tell niggas, you know,
Was he out of Compton?
yeah, he was from the neighborhood.
Okay.
You get me? He got a bad batch of a dose of some water.
Water, yeah.
And it fuck your brain up. It's embalming fluid. It fucks your brain up. So, of course, a motherfucker, if he was a fan of fucking Batman, he probably would have been walking around in a Halloween costume going, nigga, I'm going to motherfucking Wayne Manor and I'm waiting on Alfred to come pick me up right now.
And
You get me?
I've seen that in the hoods.
That's real mental issues.
Right.
Or just like, I'm watching the program on the sister who was, I don't know how long ago this was. The sister who was at the restaurant and the Lost Hills sheriffs picked her up and then let her out at like motherfucking 12, 1 o'clock in the morning by herself, right? It was a story like, and they had the program on TV and I'm watching, and they say baby was in there talking like, you know, she was from Mars and she knew how to read numbers and all that. That's somebody mental. You get me? That's somebody who has an issue. They said she walked into the restaurant and just say we in there having a motherfucking corporate dinner. She come to our table, nigga, and just sit down and she kicking it and just start talking to people. Nobody knew her. She was talking strange and all that. That's mental shit.
That's mental shit.
You get me?
Delusions. We talking about audio.
Some of these motherfuckers do this shit for likes and for content and to be, because right about now being stupid is popular. You get me? If I can get on the motherfucking internet, act crazy and say I'm this and I'm that, and next thing you know, you look up, I'm gonna have a motherfucking million hits, man.
That's why I really think some of these people, like, you know, that's how they got these, what they call them, these Beckys.
These Karens.
They're the Karens.
It's just coming up on people, black men randomly and doing shit, dog. I think they people that want attention.
Those are more some of those people have mental issues.
Yeah, now some of them motherfuckers
some
be
of them is just racist.
I say people that want to have content is like people you just talking about, like, you know, niggas just that be just yelling and screaming for no reason and just all kind of outlandish bullshit and like shit, like you be really like, why this motherfucker do this? A lot of them motherfuckers are phonies and do shit because they looking for fame. And like I said, now being stupid and doing crazy shit, it gets you fame. You get me? You ain't gotta go, you know, write no good song or motherfucking get in there and work hard and practice and do no shit. A nigga could get on the internet and do some dumb shit, and next thing you know, he got 1 billion followers and motherfuckers sending him Lamborghinis and he pulling up with chains, and you be like, this nigga dumb as a motherfucker. But that's how I'm eating.
That's the world.
That's the world today, man. Like, you'll think a nigga like, this nigga's really crazy. But no, he's not.
He know what he doing.
I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna act like a motherfucking fool. You get me? I'm gonna run around in a motherfucking diaper with some motherfucking bullshit on my head and watch tomorrow I have 1 million fucking followers. Did you see this stupid nigga wearing a diaper and he was going around doing crazy shit and just fucking with people? Like, you'll think a motherfucker crazy.
But that's how Mac got his following.
Man, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
You do crazy shit.
Who got their following?
With Mac. That's
You do crazy shit for content, motherfucker. And like I come from the saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity. That's where I come from. That's what motherfuckers used to tell me. All publicity is good publicity, whether it's good or bad. Your fucking name and your image is out there and millions of people are talking, whether they going, that nigga stupid, or whether they going, damn, that's cracking.
So Mike, you know, you being a dude from the neighborhood, man, what makes you want to get into mental health? Like, how did you get into that?
Well, I went to school, like I said, man. One of my attributes, man, was I was a reader. You know what I mean? I'd read. When other motherfuckers is watching TV, I'm reading a book. You know what I mean? And you know, I used to try to understand why I would have certain feelings about certain things, and I would go do my research on it, and it always led me to something mental. So then when I went to school and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to be in life, you know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck am I really gonna do? Cause I'm a kind of a bougie nigga, man. I'm not gonna go work for the city and dig no fucking holes and fill potholes and none of that type of shit. You know what I mean? I really was thinking about what am I gonna do? And then when I got into mentoring kids and when I got into coaching, I got a job with the city of San Diego Park and Rec. I became a center director. And when I started coaching these kids and dealing with a lot of the homeboys in the neighborhood, gang banging, motherfuckers losing their lives, people would say, man, go over there and talk to Ballgame. People would direct people to come and just holler at me. We got homies right now. I'll say the homeboy Slick out of Campanella Park. You know what I'm saying? He'll literally say, man, let me call Ballgame because he always gives me good advice. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the homeboys, they call me like, Mike, what you think about this? So, when I got my degree in business administration. So when I was going into grad school, that's when I started thinking, people like, Mike, you'll be a good social worker because you're already doing that. You know what I mean? So, and I didn't realize that I was doing it when I would go to the high schools and talk to the kids about gang banging.
Right.
When I would coach the kids and all these types of things. When I would sit in on the city, down in San Diego City Hall, I go to the council and I would talk to the council about, hey, we need some funding over here. This is why. I didn't realize that I was already doing the social work. So when I went to school to get my master's degree, you know what I'm saying? That's when I decided I wanted to be a social worker still, and it ended up working out for me. Social workers make a lot of money. It's a lot of burnout because you're dealing with people with mental health issues. You're dealing with people who are homeless. You're trying to help people get their SSI payments, whatever it is that they need. You know what I'm saying? It's just all social services, man. And me, myself, I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I actually picked a career that I enjoy. And not only did I make money, you know what I'm saying? I sit back now, you know what I mean? Just off my last year's salary alone, man, I spent 60 racks on a food trailer that I just bought. Because I don't need nothing. I don't buy nothing. You know what I'm saying? I own a couple of homes down there. I don't give a fuck about no cars. I am working on a ride. I got a 6.6 rag coming out. Putting a little bit of money into putting a little bit of money in a couple of things, but I don't spend no money still, and I like helping people, my brother. So that was my motivation right there, man. Because one thing we did, man, at least, I mean, you said you and Brian from the Midwest, but hey, one thing I think we did, but we wasted a lot of time gang banging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my brother and
I wasted all of my mid-teens and all of my 20s.
We wasted a lot of time gang banging.
And I was fucking selling records and still didn't give a fuck.
Still didn't give a fuck.
All I wanted to do was go to the hood and just chill. I didn't know nothing else. Even when I started making...
It's embedded in
Yeah, even when I was making money and all on BET and magazines and all that shit, nigga, I was still going to the block.
The thing, it's embedded in you. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a musician. I play keys and drums. And Lou Silas Jr., who was the director of A&R for MC Eiht Records back in the days, had hired me to play drums for it when New Edition then first came out and all these types of things. So I was running back and forth from San Diego up to L.A., you know what I'm saying, not trying to be an artist. I was a musician. I just wanted to play. You know what I'm saying? So I would go back and forth up here to come to L.A., and do a couple of gigs here, go out to the parties, have a good time. Hey, you and I done met a couple of times before, homie.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the days. And you didn't know who I was. A little skinny kid, had a flat top, little shag, all that old top. You know what I'm saying? But I was on some different shit back then.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? I was I was into some shit, you know what I'm saying? And the point that I was trying to make is that I started, when I got shot, Me and the brother had a car-to-car shootout. He hit me, I hit him. You know what I mean? Ended up getting a zipper. I got stabbed a couple of times. I did my fair share of it. And, when me and my brother Melly got exonerated for a pop and these motherfuckers came to the house, they knew where moms lived because we stayed right on the front street, 35th Street. Shot up the house one time. We was waiting in the garage for their ass to come back. Sure enough, the dumbasses came back. We got the pop and shootout. My older brother had to slam my mama to the ground because her dumb asses come running out the house like, what are you doing? Get on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Make a long story short, it was after I got stabbed and after I beat my case, and that was at that one particular time, they was trying to give me 22 years. I was scared as hell. You know what I'm saying? If anybody would sit here and tell you that they ain't never been scared of anything, I was scared at the time.
I just told you I'd try to run.
Right. Well,
Your fucking ass.
Yeah.
This nigga, right?
Man, 20, 30 years, man.
This motherfucker get a fucking traffic violation. Gotta go do 15 days.
gonna
It's
run.
still like shit. I'm finna call my
I
woman.
couldn't run.
Tell her
But facing some time like that, 20 years, you got to remember, I'm 50-something, dog. That's the rest of your life problem.
Well, no, but see, at the time, I was only 22 years old.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So, but me and my brother Melly, we ended up beating the case. And when I got around 26 years old, the red light literally went on like stop. You know what I mean? Because the shit that I was into and the things that I was doing, man, my homeboy Gangsta rest in peace, man. I know you guys heard of that name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The shit that we was doing back in the hoods, back in the days, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people lost their lives and some of us got lucky. I got lucky, man. So I decided that I was gonna turn my shit around, and I did.
A lot of us got lucky, man.
A lot of us got lucky, homeboy. Because like I said, I'm part of the zipper.
And then I'm saying like, that's gotta be some form of mental stress or health when you look up. Like you said, some of us get to a point where we go, I can't do this shit no more. But then it's some of the homies who are still like, they still there and they still in it and that's all they know. And, you see a lot of dudes, when you see niggas 40 and over representing the neighborhood to the fullest.
That's a problem.
You see a lot of dudes question like, why y'all doing that? Why y'all come on, you're 40 now, you're 50 now. Some has the explanation of it's generational. It's like it's a brotherhood. You don't leave this behind. The only way out is if you die or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Because you see a lot of, especially over here, you see a lot of niggas around our generation and our age that still rep the block.
Yeah, they do. Shit, I know a motherfucker that's 63 years old, man, and still like, pushing the line. I'm like, man, what type of motherfucker is you?
It's a whole lot of them.
So that's why I said that gotta be some kind of mental health, or some kind of stress for you to feel like at 50 or 40 plus, 60 plus, that you still have to, represent the block in that form.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Eiht, how old are you still?
Me, I'm 53.
How old are you, Eiht?
I'm 52.
And I'm 56. So I'm the senior in the house. You dig what I'm saying? I would never tell. At this point, man. Well, it started when I was 30 years old. I never did try to groom some young brother into coming to this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I always, man, go live your life and go see some shit. Go do something. Go to school. Get educated. You understand what I'm saying? Live a productive life. This shit ain't productive. I used to have homeboys used to be, man, Mike, man, what, man, homie, you don't even come kick it with us under the gazebo no more. Nigga, fuck you. And the gazebo and the park.
And why why is it that why is it that they feel, because you get that. You'll get like, You don't represent no more. You don't do this no more. You ain't claiming the hood no more. Like, why do you feel some dudes even address that?
Man, I still can't get it to. I normally can rationale some things, but this one I just can't rationale it. One thing for some of the brothers. So some of the brothers, they ain't never had shit. They ain't never went nowhere. You dig what I'm saying? The hood is the only thing that they've ever had. You understand what I'm saying? So they have this sense that they have a sense of loyalty that is just. I always tell brothers, if you can have this much loyalty towards your own personal endeavors, the same loyalty that you have to this hood or to a block where you don't even own a house on the motherfucker, you dig what I'm saying? You would be successful, my brother. You understand what I'm saying? Your priorities is fucked up. But then again, I've also called motherfuckers out. Hey, if you got a problem with me, motherfucker, I'll meet you at Ocean View Park. I'll meet you at South Crest Park down in the basement, and then we can talk about it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, and where the camera and all you motherfuckers out there in the 619 and elsewhere know good goddamn well that I'll pull up. And if you want a chunk, I'm 56 years old and I'll still sling these motherfucking things. Now, do I choose to do that? Fuck no. You know why? Because half of you motherfuckers ain't even worth a waste of my motherfucking time. And some of you clowns in the 619 know exactly who in the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna even give these motherfuckers nowadays I used to dignify that shit with responses. Motherfucking me, I'll pull up at the park. What's now? I don't even have to do that no more. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck that. And another thing I got to say about the city of San Diego, man. The city of San Diego, man. Man, don't get the 619 fucked up. Because we started that shit at the same time Compton and LA and everybody else was getting busy. You dig what I'm saying? And every set in the 619, I don't give a fuck if it's a Crip set, if it's a Blood set. You got some riders out of each motherfucking set in San Diego. There ain't no punks in the 619. So I'm gonna give a shout out to my city, especially after this Boosie bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So whatever happened with Boosie in San Diego, you dig what I'm saying? It was just a fluke. It was a fluke of the circumstances, and that brother, he's going to have to deal with what he has to deal with. But don't get it fucked up, man. You come to San Diego, man, and you know somebody, you check in. Not only are you going to get protected, you dig what I'm saying? Motherfuckers in San Diego is going to be able to provide security for you. You dig what I'm saying? Move around the town and have a good time, man.
Now you brought up Boosie.
You know what I'm saying?
You think Boosie looking at?
I think he might. I think with this gun case, man, Boosie might, like Eiht said, if they give him 10, he might do what, 8.5 off the 10. He looking at maybe 8. He in trouble. He gonna go sit down. You know, but
especially if he got priors for firearms and you on parole or probation for firearms and you get caught. I mean, there's no way you can deny it because it's all on social media.
Yeah.
You had the pistol. And then they got the recording to where he was telling the bodyguards they should have took the rap for the pistols or whatever. So
his problem is he talked too fucking much.
I mean, I get it. Like I say again, we live in these times where a nigga will test you, and then, you know, if you claiming to be that type of motherfucker, you might go to some sections where a nigga feel like, hey, nigga, you like just like we was talking about last, you know, with the female. There's just motherfuckers who's just gonna try to test you and see if you that type of motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, you know, He said it was for show. It was for the video. You know what I'm saying? It was the security's pistol.
Well,
and
he was go get you a prop gun or something. If you got
that's all. If he had a couple of prop guns in the car.
My thing is this: when you get to a certain level of MC artistry or whatever, you don't need to carry around no fucking pistol.
No, you don't.
You get me?
You got to be somebody else.
I'm Compton. I'm neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a situation like that, security gonna have a pistol because I ain't finna try to go to jail for shooting. Now, not saying that a nigga ain't been in situations, but nigga, I'm not
too old for that shit.
I'm not trying to, you know, I don't like. I've been there, done that. You get me? I don't feel like I'm not even finna be grabbing a pistol for a video.
This is the thing, man.
That's some shit I did when I was fucking
kids,
20.
2021.
I'm not getting on no fucking video at fucking 50 years old. You get me?
Yeah, he about 42, 43 years old. But this is the thing. Another thing, man. If you got to pull up to a video shoot and have a pistol, you might you might want to reconsider.
Might not want to be at the video shoot.
You might want to reconsider where you doing the video shoot.
That's how I say.
You know what I mean?
At a certain age, not that you a punk, but you gotta avoid bullshit.
You gotta avoid that shit.
If I know I'm going to a section where we might have to have the pistols over here, okay, we might want to move the location then. You get me?
Yeah.
I don't need to go proving to a nigga that I'm a hard nigga from Louisiana or Compton by jumping out and all the fans and the niggas on the block see me with the pistol. Like, yeah, nigga. You like, what the fuck?
Real.
Why? If that's the case, nigga, we need to move our location. And if I'm in a spot where I'm accepted, I damn sure ain't finna have no fucking pistol.
Come on,
I don't need one.
You don't need one. You understand? But at the same time, but a motherfucker has to be privy enough, you understand what I'm saying, to put security on him or herself. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make decisions to where you don't have to have the pistol, as Eiht was just saying. You know what I'm saying? If I'm coming up here to do the Gangster Chronicles, was invited, thank you, my brothers again. If I felt that I needed a pistol to come here, I'm not coming.
Exactly.
That's real talk.
Exactly. Like, where y'all at? And who y'all fuck with? And then I feel like, I might need to take me a heater up there that already is letting me know maybe I shouldn't be going to do this motherfucker.
And not to cut you off, Eiht, because I don't like to do that. I apologize.
Oh, no, you good.
Brother. So, but before I came up here, I called my homeboy Mitchie Slick. I said, Slick, what's happening with this Gangster Chronicle? They asking me to come up. Slick said, oh, that's MC Eiht. He said, you cool, homie.
That's my peoples, yeah.
Just like that. You dig what I'm saying? I asked questions. You understand? And then you called Melly when I was up in Lancaster to go see him for an interview before I checked back down in LA to go to see Dre get his award. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I always ask questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's being wise.
Right. And Melly said the same. And Melly, the hood postman, said the same thing. He said, man, Steele and Eiht. He said, Mike, you good. As a matter of fact, you want me to pull up with you?
Oh, yeah, people, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to check your surroundings.
You got to check your surroundings. You know what I mean? And you know, so, you know, just getting, I checked 3 references. And all three of the references had nothing but good things to say about y'all. So I'm here, you know, and I done been invited to do a couple of other ones. And the first, hey man, what's going on with these over there? And I've had some people say, well, kind of be careful. This motherfucker got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Mm-hmm. You don't know who gonna pull up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All those types of things. You know what I mean? So, you know, I ask questions, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put security on myself. You did what I'm saying, first and foremost. And then when I come in peace. Because, you know, we all brothers, man. And me, myself, you know, and I'm extremely sincere when I say this, man. You know, somewhere down the line, we got to figure out how we going to stop hurting and harming one another, man, in our communities, man. God dang.
I think it's possible to ever get to that point, though, bro?
Well, you know, I'll probably be dead and gone. I was about to say, you know, I was just about to say before you asked me that question that I just hope that I can see that in my lifetime, man. You dig what I'm saying? You know, because when I come with the utmost respect, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you is. I don't give a damn what set you from. I don't care how big, how small, man. One thing I do, I have a genuine concern for my people, man. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? And when I pull up, I normally pull up solo bolo.
Yeah, that's me.
I come by myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a very spiritual brother, you know, and so I look up to the sky and ask Jah, this is in your hands now. I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got your philosophy, man. If it's somewhere where in my spirit I feel like I got to take pistols and do all this and that, I'm just not gonna go.
Yeah, yeah. That's the point.
Like I said, you ain't niggas ain't no punks or cowards or nothing like that. But being a grown man, You have to learn how to choose your options better to avoid drama.
That part.
And that's your choice. You get me? Regardless of what a motherfucker might say or what their opinion, I'd rather be here than be locked up or laid up.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's just the end motherfucking theory. You're going to be locked up or laid up. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So if I can avoid that, I damn sure want to avoid getting locked up. You get me?
Especially at this point.
Man, come on.
I ain't got no more time to give them.
And I'm damn sure ain't in the position to where I need to be laid up behind somebody and some bullshit. Where nigga done laid me up because, nigga, why the fuck you even here? You know something? I sure shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. What's here for me? Nothing. Your woman at the crib, your motherfucking kids is straight, your business is somewhere else, and your money is coming in. What the fuck am I doing here? To prove to what? I'm still hard? Like, man, please, I'm beyond proving shit. You get me?
I just got that the girl, the woman, Carlisha Hood, the woman whose son shot the guy, they're filing a lawsuit against the city of Chicago, the arresting officers.
Yeah, because they dropped the case. So now she wants to file a civil lawsuit.
But that shit ain't gonna go nowhere.
I don't think it'll stick because you're gonna say what?
Yeah.
You were wrongfully accused or wrongfully arrested. Your son did pop a motherfucker and whatever. Now we'll claim it was self-defense and we'll give you that and we'll let you out. But you ain't finna turn around and try to get no bread out of us. Come on. We just let you off on a fucking murder charge.
And that's what she should be.
And then give your son like involuntary manslaughter or no shit. He did kill a motherfucker. Like, okay, he was beating your mama, but still, how many times a motherfucker go, yeah, okay, but still?
Well, this is what she said. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought. She said this following her release of news conference.
That's the mental health. She's claims that's my mental health is fucked with right now.
Hold on. She said, what happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and arrested.
Well, this what I'll say to Mrs. Hood.
Keep going. Let me hear the rest of it.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Is that it?
Meanwhile, Hood's attorney, Ari Williams, told the Chicago Sun-Times on Monday, Ms. Hood is and has always been a victim. Brandon Brown, another lawyer for Hood, has also hinted that additional lawsuits will be forthcoming.
She's always been a victim.
Do not take what happened to Ms. Hood lightly. There will be additional lawsuits forthcoming.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wonder what lawyer is going to take that case pro.
And then what do you mean by that? She's always been a victim.
So she done got her ass whooped before?
Because if that's the case, shit, I've always been a victim too. Shit, I done been pulled over and fucked with by the police and fucking thrown and holding tanks and all kinds of
Nicki Minaj is paying for the son's college. She said that 14-year-old boy that backed that hammer out on that grown-ass man punching his mother in the face as if she were a man is a true hero. If he wants to go to college, I'd love to help. It's what any son should have done for their mother. I believe any son would have done that.
I agree with that.
I said that. If I'm watching somebody socking on my mama and there's a burner handy,
he's in trouble.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
He might not make it. And like he said, I'm going to chase him from here to the next block over. Fuck it. And I'm going to empty the whole motherfucker.
Right.
I mean, that's why I said that's the love for mom. So I'm like, so that's what I said. They let you out. They're not going to charge you with murder. Right. They're going to say it was self-defense. Yes. Okay, but
now you want to see.
Okay, man, tell me this. This is another one I can find
my saying exactly. How is the city responsible for some random dude just socking you, you know?
What was you saying, Steele?
Okay, now tell me, is this mental health or she just stupid? Ohio mom charged with murder after infant dies while she left on 8th-day vacation without her.
Yeah, she crazy as hell. Left that baby in the garage,
cops say Christo Candelario, 31, admitted to leaving the little girl Jalen at their Cleveland home alone for 8 days, all alone and unattended. An affidavit obtained by WKYC shows she had traveled without the child to vacation in Puerto Rico and Detroit. The child was not left without any food or water.
They found the child in the garage. The child then went out to the garage. I'm assuming getting in the car, thinking her mama was gonna come home and take her somewhere. They found the poor child dead in the front seat of the truck in the garage.
Yeah, well, this is what they said. Reportedly found Jalen unconscious and extremely dehydrated. The infant's body was allegedly located in a state of disarray. The girl's playpen had soiled blankets and the bottom liner saturated with urine and feces. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, you know what, bro?
So they saying the mama went to Puerto Rico and just left her there?
Just left her there. That's mental. Right?
So, yeah, that's...
16-month-old baby, dog.
That's mental. That's mental. Because it is some true, like I say, unfortunately, it's a serious problem. And mental health is real. And I know a lot of regular average motherfuckers, the way we look at, people with problems, we'll call them crazy and hey, nigga, go, you know what I'm saying? We don't really look at too often about mental health and what real problems they are, but there should have been no way she should have been having a baby. You get me?
Yeah.
If her mentality is I could go to Puerto Rico and leave a 16-month-old in the playpen, you shouldn't have been having no kids. You get me?
And the family should have made that assessment as well if she had family around.
Well, the thing is,
that make you question.
Nobody knows. Like the neighbors respond to tragic news. I hope she pays for what she did.
Yeah, but that make you question what kind of father who laid up and had sex with her to have a kid, because you gotta know there's some issues there. You get me?
Yeah,
you're not a normal motherfucker and you just wake up and decide, I'm gonna leave my baby in the playpen and I'm finna go to Puerto Rico.
Well, the first news,
not to the grocery stores, no shit like that. But she got on the plane.
Check this out. This is what the neighbors are saying. They don't know why she didn't ask them for help before, because she said this one neighbor said that the young mother would go days and weeks without contacting them while Sue Lim watched the infant. So the neighbor said she used to watch the baby all the time, and the mom would be gone weeks and days at a time without saying nothing.
Drugs and mental health, man.
Yeah,
real talk.
Yeah. So she had a pattern. So she had a pattern. I wonder how come the neighbors didn't go over there and try to do a welfare check.
But they
probably didn't know the baby was there.
That's why I say shit is left behind and shit is put on desk and you don't get, because they already knew she was fucked up, because like she said, she be leaving for days at a time. So right then and there, somebody should have been contacted.
This woman was a teacher too, dog, a substitute elementary teacher.
She's mental.
Yeah, something.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Ain't no normal motherfucker leaving a kid
for now 8 days.
Yeah. Now, I know a motherfucker go kick it and shit, but at least a motherfucker be back after at least a day. You get me?
Yeah.
A motherfucker leaving and done it several times. That should have been, like I said, why wasn't the neighbors like, hey, this lady done left her baby here and she been gone for 3 days.
Yeah.
Somebody should have been contacted, but you just let her walk back up, hand her the baby and go, hey, she does it all the time, evidently. You get me? Because they said it. She's left the babies here and been gone for several days.
So, like I said, there's a pattern.
No social services was called. No nothing. No police. Like, y'all let her do this at least 2 or 3 times.
Right.
You get me? So.
Right. No accountability.
And then some motherfuckers don't want to get involved with shit, but you watching the kid. So, like, I don't want to tell on her, or I don't want to call and get her in trouble and shit like that. You feel me? I don't want to get her in trouble, so, but now you telling what she used to do. It's too late now. You get me? Now you think, what? We don't even want to hear from you now. What the fuck?
Right.
Now you want to say, well, she used to leave the baby here for days at a time and be gone. Okay, so why you tell that motherfucker 2 months ago that shit, or 3 months ago, or a year ago, or whatever? Say the baby was only 16 months, and you already got incidents where she's left the child there and been gone for several days. That's a red fucking flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, social service, because I'm gonna tell you, you leave your baby with somebody for a day
You in
without
trouble.
checking in. Something wrong, because I'm gonna tell you.
Man, you leave a baby in the fucking car. You see how motherfuckers be all surrounding the car? You mean to
Oh,
tell
dog,
me you
I'ma
leave
tell
a
you
baby
this.
for days at the neighbor and nobody's like,
I'm gonna tell you this,
hey,
dog.
bitch, I got a job to go through.
If
I'm
you see
still
a
sitting
baby-
here watching this
If you see some
baby.
1-year-olds in the car, dog, aren't you gonna do something?
You
If you see,
fucking right.
if you see some kids you don't know, I've seen a couple times, dog. I saw like some kids. They was probably like 13, 14 months, and the other one was a baby, and you could tell the little brother was in there trying to watch him. They got the windows rolled up, dog. I went and got the mall security and had them open up the motherfucking door. And I had them open up the door. You know, I didn't just leave them there. Open the door up, just leave the door open for the kids, right? Wife went and got them some waters out the mall, lemonades, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And in there, waited for the mom to come back. She come out there, young girl, dog, with a good guy, right? And I said, oh, well, what is y'all messing with my kids for? Mind your own fucking business. I said, these kids could have died out here. It's about 90 degrees out here. So you know if it's 80 degrees outside in the car, it's
The
100.
car's 100. They black, white.
Mexican shit. Young though. And I don't know if that got nothing to do with it. I just think with these young people, dog. See, when you have a kid, man, what people don't understand, the moment you have a child, the shit you got going on over with.
Yeah, real talk.
It's over with. All your little dreams and aspirations, it's about what they got going on now. So, see, a lot of these young kids go out and have got babies and stuff, dog, and don't realize the responsibility that it is. You know what I'm saying? Responsibility. Fuck you going out and wanting to have fun and kick it.
It's not about you no
She
more.
up there meeting a nigga at the mall. Probably done went to the movies and everything else, left them out in the car with a water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of your little brother while it's gone. And then you got to wonder where their daddy is at. She probably ain't even letting the daddy see the babies. It's a lot of fucked up shit. But, man, I appreciate you coming up here to sit down with us, man. We
Yay,
can have
yay.
you up here again, man.
Yeah, man, I'm always receptive to coming and sitting down with you good brothers, man. And,
For sure.
And,
Sure.
you know, I really enjoyed myself, you know. The ride was cool, man, bumping some SOS band.
That's right.
Parliament coming up, air conditioner on, and I just, you know, just in my thoughts, you know. So, you know, I want to give a shout out again. I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. I want to give a shout out to Mitchie Slick. I want to give a shout out to my younger brother Melly Mel up out of Atlanta. I want to give a shout out to CeeLo. I want to give a shout out to the Goody Mob. I want to give a shout out to King Floaty up out of Atlanta. I want to give a shout out to the young brother that just passed away in Houston. What's his name?
Oh, yo, Big Pokey.
Big Pokey.
That's right.
And I want to give a shout out to, you know, blessings and peace to that brother and his family, man. And I want to give a shout out to all the black communities across this great United States, man. I love you, brothers and sisters, man. And I just hope that one of these days we as a community can get it together, man, and come together, man, and literally, you know, I'm going to say this, man, practice what these white folks practice, man.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, again, Steele, Eiht, Brian, you know, thank you for having me, man. And, you know, I'm willing to come on anytime, man. You brothers ask me.
For sure.
Good
Where
looking,
can
fam.
the people, man, where can the people get at you at on Instagram? Because I know you going to have some cats DM you. If y'all going through something, man, hit the brother up, man. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Michael with a Y, MyChael, the with a A, the THA Ballgame. Yeah, man, and hit me up, man. If you brothers and sisters need to talk, man, just give me a holler, man. I am going to start. Everybody, Melly been on my helmet about starting my podcast. I'm calling it the Platinum Carpet. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna end up starting that, and I'm gonna start going live a little bit more on Instagram. I'm really not into social media all like that, but a lot of people has been talking to me saying, Mike, you know, you can benefit a lot of people if you know, kind of make yourself a little bit more available. So, you know, I am going to start doing that, you know, and, you know, and all you brothers and sisters out there, just, and when I say brothers and sisters, I mean whites.
Saying had a girl take off in
everybody. You know, you guys take care of yourselves, take care of your families, man, and be well. You know what I mean? And I wish you all well, man. And I really appreciate this platform.
For sure. Good looking, family. We appreciate it.
Man.
You know what I mean? So
you guys make sure also to follow our Instagram page, the Gangster Chronicles podcast, the homeboy MC Eiht page at 808.
Yeah, that's what we do. We out of here. Yeah.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.